Wait one second. Everyone, welcome to Kedel Kol Shira in partnership with Breslov.org. I forgot the opening statement. So the pasuk says, Sheishis Yavim Te'oseh Melacha. That's the main key of the word. We're going to be studying what this word means. Te'oseh Melacha. 6 days, the work will be done. V'yayim Ashvi Yiyah Lachem Kodesh Shabbos Shabbosan L'Hashem Kol Oiseh Melacha Yumas. By Melacha Yumas. So we're going to study now a little bit. What does this word mean, Te'aseh? And that's what we're going to see now from Rav Nosson. It's going to be a beautiful understanding. And here we go. Sheishis Yavim Te'aseh. Te'aseh Daikah. The Rebbe says Te'aseh Daik, specifically this word Te'aseh. And the Rebbe says, Ki ayadei Shabbos, through the holy observance of Shabbos, Zoichen Shitiyah Malacha Nasis Me'eleha. Wow, fascinating words. If you keep the Shabbos, via keeping the Shabbos, and keeping the Shabbos means we honor the Shabbos. Keeping the Shabbos means that we don't speak words of business, chas v'sholem, on Shabbos. And we don't speak sichas chulin, we don't speak silly things on Shabbos. We keep the Shabbos and the purity of Shabbos. All right? That's very, very important. By doing that, you can accomplish that your work will be done on its own. What does that mean, me'eleha? Well, let's introduce an idea. How many times, do you feel that you have to go and do something, you have to go somewhere, and then you get a message that, it was taken care of. You get a message, your wife or your kid tells you, it was already taken care of. What a feeling, right? What a feeling. I thought I'm going to have to go all this, but it was already done. Me'eleh, it happens on its own. Where did that come from? That came from the honor of Shabbos. Ki ikar kiyum shel kol sheishis yimei hamasa hu ayadei Shabbos, because the whole existence of the 6 days of creation, right? The 6 days of creation comes through Shabbos. We discussed this many times. What does that mean? When Shabbos comes, the world is about to expire, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu renews the world. HaKadosh Baruch Hu renews the world to make it fresh again. When Shabbos comes, the example is like this. Sometimes when you have your cell phone and the battery, it starts to blink. It wants to shut off. And then you may shut off. Now what am I going to do? And you get all nervous until you get to the charger and you plug it in. Safe. I'm saved. I have to deal with all of that stuff. I'm saved. That's a little bit what Shabbos is like. Shabbos, the world is coming to it to be expired. The world is coming to its end. And it's going to be recharged, refreshed, as soon as Shabbos comes in. When Shabbos comes in, the world is recharged. Here we go. Dahainu. Ayadei hashvis v'amenucha shel Shabbos. Via us resting, and via us relaxing on the Shabbos, and just to know, like we're supposed to say, Kol malachtai asui, all my work already, when Shabbos comes in, I did everything. Everything's done. I don't have to worry about it. I'm not going to worry about anything because HaKadosh Baruch Hu's taking care of everything on the Shabbos. Hashem takes care of us on the Shabbos, and I feel that. To feel that, have that emunah, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is taking care of me, and I don't have to worry about things. When you can come into Shabbos with that serenity, feeling that serenity, that the Shabbos is coming, that you're connecting to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, you're connecting to Hashem. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is taking over. He's going to take care of everything for me. I don't have to worry about it. I'm in HaKadosh Baruch Hu's hands. Via doing that, all the work from the 6 days gets relaxed. HaKadosh Baruch Hu stopped, he relaxed, whatever that means. Kiviyachol vayechal elikim. HaKadosh Baruch Hu finished his work. All his work was finished. We're supposed to emulate the same way HaKadosh Baruch Hu does. We're supposed to do. So we're supposed to also feel that my work is all done. I have nothing to do now. Everything is prepared. Everything is done. And I'm relying on HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And Chazal say, what was the world lacking? When Hashem made the world, when He made the whole creation, all creation, what was the world lacking? The answer is menucha. The world was lacking serenity, tranquility, relaxation. Ba Shabbos, ba menucha. Came Shabbos, came this idea of menucha to the world. It's so beautiful. Kolsa v'nigmara hamalacha. The work was all done. Everything now was done once the Shabbos set in, because that was what the world was lacking. Ki ikka kiyam kol hamalachos asher asa Hashem yisbarach ki v'yachal b'sheishis mei branches. Because the main upkeep of all the work of everything that Hashem did in creation in the 6 days, Hakol hu rak al yedei hamenucha v'ashvitza shel Shabbos. It depends on us relaxing and taking the Shabbos and feeling the specialness of that Shabbos. To feel the specialness, how empowering this is. That we can be part of this. We know that we're a shutuf with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We keep the Shabbos. We're a shutuf with the Rabbeinu Shalom. We're a shutuf for HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We're partnered with Hashem because we are the ones that keep the world going via us relaxing and keeping the Shabbos and not worrying about things on the Shabbos. And then he goes on to say, Vayichal Lashon is a Lashon of Ratzon, desire, will, Ratzon. Oh, David HaMelech writes, I was pining, and my nephews was expiring. Like we discussed how Shabbos feel, like the world feels before the Shabbos. Again, David had a rotzen. We're saying Vatichal here is a lashon of rotzen. David had a desire. David, is through the rotzen, showing our will for the Shabbos. Showing our will for Shemeya b'Shabbos, that shows on Shabbos. What does that mean, it shows on Shabbos? That means, how do I daven on Shabbos? That means, how do I feel when I'm sitting at the table and I say over and I bring over something to say to honor the Shabbos of Torah? I sing the Zmiris of Shabbos. Do I sing the Zmiris and I just try to get through them, or do I enjoy the words? Do I enjoy my Zmiris Shabbos? Do I enjoy my Suda Shabbos, or am I eating because I'm just hungry? This is the Ratzah. This is how we show. This is how we show. Shemeya b'Shabbos shows on Shabbos. We know that the way we prepare during the week is how our Shabbos will be. If we work and we're preparing the parsha, and we're working on buying the beautiful foods for the Shabbos, and we're preparing everything and making sure everything is mesud, everything's arranged in the house, and everything is nice, and I take care of everything. I can feel my Shabbos better when I put my effort into it. When I put my effort into Bechinas, and the person should do his work, all his work and his business transactions and everything through the 6 days. We should know that HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants us to go to work. But not to get carried away. People get carried away. I talk to people sometimes and they say, "Oh, if I'm not in the office as many hours, I'm not gonna be able to make a living." Really? Doesn't the Gemara say that if a person's mavir is the inyani of this world, so mavir all derech eretz, they take away from him the yoke of his parnasa. The more I invest in HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the more I invest in my avodas Hashem, the less problems the less the dealings I'm going to have to do with during the week, during the work week. I have to feel that I'm doing something, but I'm not doing anything. It's HaKadosh Baruch Hu taking care of everything. It's all with the word, with the power of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the might of Hashem. In the Devarim, those famous words, Pen Teicha v'Savata. Lest the person will eat and will be satiated. And what will he say? V'amata b'vavecha, say in his heart, Oy koichi v'oitzim yadi. Also li'asachayel hazeh. These are words in the Torah Kedusha. The person will come, he'll be so satisfied, he'll be looking at his, he's sitting at his table, and he has such a beautiful table with all the beautiful things like Shlomo HaMelech had at his Suda, right? And he has his, he's looking at his bank statement, he feels, oh, look how good I did this week. Look how good I did this week. Look what I accomplished. But the Torah says we shouldn't do that. To know whatever I have, I only have because that was what HaKadosh Baruch Hu wanted. HaKadosh Baruch Hu wanted me to have it. That's why I have it. For no other reason at all. Ki tzrichen lisko zois ma'oid. The Rebbe says you have to remember this a lot. Ma'oid, live li litais v'lishkaya chas v'shalom leva belibi. That the person should not forget and say in his heart, that I'm doing this. I'm so smart. I know what to invest. I know what to do. I know how to build this. I know how to draw this. I know how to design it. What? You're doing that? Who gave you the ideas? Who gave you the seichel? Who gave you this eyesight to be able to see what you're doing? It's all the Rabbeinu Shalom. You have to remember this a lot. The main thing is to always remember the Rabbeinu Shalom. You have to remember HaKadosh Baruch Hu because HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives you the koyach. He gives you the wherewithal in order to earn your livelihood. But if the HaKadosh Baruch Hu didn't give us the wherewithal to do it, He didn't give us the ability to do it, so we couldn't do it. It's only because Hashem is investing in us, that's why we can accomplish it. And the work happens on its own. When I live this way, when I live for the Shabbos, and I keep the Shabbos and I relax on the Shabbos, and I'm not worried about what's going to be with the market, what's going to be with this, that, and the other thing, Shabbos, then the work happens me'eleha, on its own. The work will happen on its own. Te'asa. It'll happen. The work will happen. Because the lamed tes malachas that we learn from the Mishkan, is blessed from the Shabbos. She'oz hu bittul kol lamed tes malachas. From you, we learn out the lamed tes malachas from the malachas hamishkan. So now, when I'm engaged in the lamed tes malachas during the week, but I work on staying clear of the lamed tes malachas on the Shabbos, and I mamish feel that everything is done and completed the way it's supposed to be because HaKadosh Baruch Hu set it up for me. And I'm not worried about it. So that's the Malamed Tes Malachas happening on their own. Nasna Varchan Rakai De Shabbos Lazu Bittel Alamed Tes Malachas. Ade Shemekavnas Aras HaRotzin Shemisham Kol HaParnasa. And that's where all the Parnasa comes from. And this is a lesson that the Rebbe is taking, the Rebbe is taking from the Kutei Moran Beis, which is Tinyana, And this is lesson 7. Is it so appropriate that it's lesson 7, Shabbos, the lesson of Shabbos, 7. Says Ebechinas loy b'gvuras asos yachpots, loy b'shoy ha'ish yirtza, roitza Hashem es yireyav. Look how beautiful those words are. We say these words every day in the Hallelujahs, right? Remember these words? We just said them. You just said them a little while ago, right? In other words, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is not desiring. He's not desiring the strong horses and the swordsmen and these people. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, no. Hashem wants the person's ratzon. HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants the person's yira. He wants his fear. No, 1 second. We got the wrong page here. 1 second. This is Ayin. This is Ayin Aleph. Yeah. Hamekin Lord's mother. Yeah. Hamekin Lord's mother. Nice levehema lachma. Vaka kach mefarish a pasuk. She calls it einay tali chas v'shalom bepulas adam. All this is not happening because of the action of the person. Raka kol b'ratzon Hashem levad. It's all because of the ratzon of Hashem. It's that HaKadosh Baruch Hu's desire. HaKadosh Baruch Hu doesn't desire strong, big horses. No. Those that fear HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That's what HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants from us. That's all Hashem wants from us, is for us to fear Him. This is what HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants. And if we fear HaKadosh Baruch Hu, recognizing that all of the parnasa comes just because of the Shabbos, comes all because I'm preparing for the Shabbos, and I'm refraining from the Lamed Tes Melachos and the Toldos that come out of them, of course on the Shabbos also. This is the Gvura that HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants. This is what HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants from us. That's what HaKadosh Baruch Hu is desiring from us. Mishtadel b'shvil parnasa raka ikka parnasu raka idei oris harotzon shemashichem mishabes l'sheishis yimei achol v'zeu roitza Hashem es yireyav. Those that fear Him. Who are those that fear Him? Those that keep the Shabbos. Those that are meshutaf with HaKadosh Baruch Hu and that partner up with HaKadosh Baruch Hu on creation of the world, because we know every time Hamachadesh betuvay b'chol yom tamid maseh bereishis. The world is always being renewed. Everything is always being renewed. And via doing that, showing that to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Sheikha Panasu Raka Yedei Ha'aras HaRatzon, is through our showing of our Ratzon, Ha'aras HaRatzon, which is showing HaKadosh Baruch Hu the fear that we have to, but we do it with a love. It's a yira. It's a yira me'ahava. It's a ahava mixed with the yira. What does that mean? You know, sometimes you can fear HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and yiras Hashem is the first thing. Reishis Chachma, yiras Hashem. But we also know ahava is great, and we have to have ahava also. And we learned this mashal many times, but I will say it one more time. What is the difference of just having yira or having yira me'ahava? What is that? What is the difference between the two? One is, if a person has yira, means the person's afraid that if he transgresses something, he does something wrong, he'll get in trouble. The person doesn't want to get in trouble, so he doesn't engage in these things. But what is yira me'ahava? Goes like this. When a person, picture this, there's two people that love each other very, very much. Two people love each other very, very much, and the two people, they don't want to damage. They have such a beautiful relationship. They don't want to damage the relationship. So their fear of doing something wrong is not a fear of getting in trouble. The fear is not of getting in trouble. The fear is of damaging the love, damaging the relationship. And that's the difference. So we're learning over here, when a person shows the Rabbeinu Shalom that I love you, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and I'm preparing myself the best that I can for the Shabbos. And I fear the Shabbos. But I'm not scared. I'm not going to, cook on Shabbos. I'm not going to do it because I'm going to get in trouble. No. We have such a beautiful connection. I feel so connected to the Rebbe, and therefore I don't want to do these things. I don't want to damage my relationship that I have with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And this is what HaKadosh Baruch Hu desires from us. Does anyone have any questions on this or want to add anything to this? Anybody? No? Chavr's okay?
I think the punishment is different.
Yeah, Marty, okay, go ahead.
The reward also. If you do it ma'ava, I think it lasts for 2,000 generations. The thing is passed on further down the line.
Of course.
If you do it from Yira, it's and if you sin, it's 4 generations. But if you do it from Yira, and it's not as good. It's still good. But so
I'll tell you. I want to tell you a story based on this. I want to tell you a beautiful story that I just heard. It's an amazing story. There was a story that it just happened in Brooklyn on the B68 bus many years ago. And what happened on this bus, that there was a girl that got onto the bus. She was a Sephardi girl. They say she was originally from Lebanon. The family was living in Brooklyn, and she was going to Yeshiva Flatbush. And she got on the city bus to go to Yeshiva Flatbush. And then a couple of stops later, another girl gets on the bus. Another Jewish girl gets on the city bus and sits down next to this girl. And they're talking. The 2 Jewish girls were on the bus. It was nice. They were talking. And the next thing they know, an older lady gets on the bus. So the girl that was the Beis Yaakov girl, she motioned to the old lady to come to the back of the bus where she was, and she wants to give her the seat. So the old lady comes to the back of the bus, and the little girl, she gets up, and she says, "Please sit down." And the old lady says, No, my little daughter. No, please, you sit. It's okay. I'll stand. And the little girl is saying, No, please sit down. No, I'll stand. And finally, the older lady sat down in the seat, and the other girl stood. Now, this other girl that was a Yeshiva Flatbush girl, she was thinking to herself, what's going on over here? What is this girl doing? What is she doing? But then she was thinking about it. And she said, wow, how beautiful is Yiddishkeit. She didn't know much about Yiddishkeit. In her home, they weren't so religious. She didn't know too much. And she was going to a very modern school. She didn't know. So at the end of the day, when she came home, she asked her father, look, she told the father what happened on the bus, and she asked the father, can I go and learn more about Yiddishkeit? I want to learn more about Judaism. There's so much I don't know. So the father said, fine, if you want to, it's no problem. So the next day she gets on the bus. Oh, and to her luck, the other girl gets on the bus again, and she starts talking, and she says, I was so amazed that you got up. I was so amazed that you got up and you gave the seat to this other girl. I can't believe it was so beautiful. She said, and she said, I want to be able to go to your school, so I can also learn about Yiddishkeit, so I can also partake in these things. She said, sure. Anyway, to make a long story short, they go to the school. Okay, now we're going to fast forward. We're going to fast forward about 17 years. We're fast forwarding, okay? Where the rabbi, his wife tells him, she says to him, You have to get dressed, put on your suit. My brother is getting engaged tonight, and Mazel Tov. We're going to go down to the L'chaim. Okay, so they come down they come into the place, and the rabbi comes in with his wife, and his wife sees the kala, and she screams. She gives a scream. Oh. And she walks over to the kala and she screams, "Oh, wow!" She couldn't understand this. And then the kala looks at her, and the kala goes, "Oh!" Starts to scream also. And the husband, the rabbi, is sitting there, he's standing there. He goes over to his wife. He says, "I'm also here. No one screamed when I came in." No, so she says, "No. You don't understand. You don't understand. You don't understand." She said, "Let me tell you what happened. Many, many years ago, when I was riding on that B68 bus to Borough Park, right? When I was riding on that bus, this young lady, this Kala, was on the bus with me." And then the Kala says, "Let me tell you the rest of the story." And the Kala told the story. This was the Kala of, and this was the wife of the rabbi that went to the Beis Yaakov, and the Kala were the two girls that were on the bus. And the Kala said that I am only religious today because of this lady, because this lady helped me. And she told over the story of getting up for the bus and getting up for the old lady on the bus. And then you see how HaKadosh Baruch Hu is making everything. He prepares everything. That this young lady, will now be her sister. They'll be her sister-in-law, married to her brother. So you see again, when you do things, and she didn't have to stand up on the bus. She didn't have to stand up, but she felt such an ahava to other people, to the Torah. And therefore she did it. It wasn't because she was scared she would get in trouble if she didn't stand up. That's the right thing. Mipnei seva tokum. That's a famous thing. When an elderly person comes in, you stand up. Of course, that's what Chazal taught us. But you do it, and you do it with such sincerity, and that's the sincerity that the Rebbeinu Shalom wants from us. Is that okay, everyone? Yeah, Baruch Hashem. Baruch Hashem.
So